So good afternoon, everybody. Fred Guitton here at Red Team Software. Really excited to connect with you on this Wednesday afternoon from warm Florida. I know many of you around the nation are dealing with some weather issues, and we're very sorry about that. I know I've got a few friends in Texas and so forth, and it's been quite an interesting few days to say the least. But today, yeah, we're going to chat about mobile technology and how that's changing construction and how it's impacting. And before diving into just really mobile technology for construction, I think we should dive into mobile technology as a whole. Kind of think about the history of it, because I mean the world has changed around us at a pace that is truly unprecedented, and we can say that almost every year, right? I mean, the speed of progress always accelerates. That's just part of the natural event of things. From every single discovery has accelerated how we how we've done things. But when you start with like the cloud technology, right, started introduced in the 1960s and really became widely available in the market in the late 2000 2010. We started seeing the cloud on Amazon and Google, and so we started seeing cloud technology being out there. I mean, always kind of chuckle, sometimes the cloud is just another computer somewhere else running. I mean, it's oftentimes a database, but the cloud has really changed what's possible, and then you've got email technology, right? We have this love-hate relationship with emails, about 300 billion emails per day circulating around the world. So I know a lot of us are like, can I just get away from my email box? I mean, I know for me, a typical day is 150 to 175 emails. That's pretty standard. And I know that somewhere around 60% of it is just irrelevant. It's just something I'm copied on, but it's just noise, and I only know if it's noise if I read it. So now it becomes a problem of, shoot, like, I need to read all that stuff to understand, is there something in there for me? So, that email hygiene has become a real challenge for businesses because there's just so much information. I mean, the whole, you've got mail. I've seen all these comedians talking about, before when someone rang the doorbell, we're excited to welcome someone. Now we don't even go to the door. The phone rang, we're happy to pick up. Now we have spam preventers and all that stuff, and emails become the same stuff. We put those as filters to prevent it. So it's like any kind of form of communication out there. You seem like it's great at first, and then it becomes bigger than what we'd like, and it becomes a problem. And email is definitely a perfect example of that. I mean, I often joke in construction that an email is almost like a flying piece of paper in the back of a truck. You just never know where it's going to land. So I think email is something you have to be careful with in managing. And then comes mobile technology. Right? I mean, the first smartphone, compared to popular belief, actually was in 1992. It's the first smartphone that came out. I don't know about you, but I had the Palm, the Trio 600. I was really excited about that. I could do a few things, calendar and access some information, some messaging. It was really, really slow compared to today's standard, but back then it was like, wow, this is awesome. I can do so much on this device. And then comes 2007, the first iPhone, and then this crazy evolution we saw when we started using touchscreens and everything that happened. So it's undeniable. All that technology advancement has had a huge impact on construction. And what I would add to this is actually speed has even had more impact, right? Because now you can see stuff, but how do you access speed? So you think about 1G in the 1980s, right? Pretty slow, 2.4 kilobytes per second, and those were analog platforms. They're not fully digital yet, until 3G, when the speed started to kind of pick up a good bit more. I went from 64 to 2 megs per second, and then 4G, 100 meg, 50 times faster. And now we're talking about 5G coming around with 1 gigabyte per second. And all of this is really relevant to you because now you think about this, you've got data in the cloud that's readily accessible. You have devices that are actually user-friendly, and you've got network speed. So, as a construction company, we just have to really be clear about, this mobile technology is not going to go anywhere. I would even argue, though, that the form factor of an iPhone may not be the form factor we'll use. It could be that this is just kind of the data transfer, and we'll actually tether through a phone on a tablet that's more powerful, or a laptop. I'm a big fan of like a Surface Pro or something like that. So when I think about mobile, is it really a mobile device, or is it just the fact that data is accessible from anywhere at very fast speed? Now, this is where we create SaaS software, right? Because now your software doesn't live on your computer anymore. It lives in the cloud. You have a browser and you can access all that information. But those speed have been, it's amazing when you actually think about a movie, right? In 1979, 6 days to download a movie. And today, we can do 3 movies in 1 second. And that's where we are with 5G. Right. So, I mean, the world is changing at such a rapid pace. I think it's just fascinating to see how that's impacting us. Now, out there we often hear about, construction is slow on adopting technology. And the reality is that it just really isn't. I mean, construction had this limitation of, the job sites are anywhere. How do I access information? And what is it going to cost me to actually make this work? Imagine having the big mobile phones and data coming from the field, years ago. That was too slow. That was clunky. Just not ideal for the construction, sites, and the data was not everywhere. Was really what needed to happen for mobile technology to take hold in construction. What it had to be fast, affordable, it has to be ubiquitous. Like people have to kind of intuitively know how to use that stuff. That was the key to the puzzle, and that key came together. While we're in the big downturn in the 2008 to 2011, and we got out of there right in 2011, 2013, and now you see technology really taking massive hold in construction. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think construction has been slow at it. It's just it was a timing thing, right? The technology had to be there, the market had to be there. Everything now is coming together, and we see how mobile technology is truly transforming how the construction industry is embracing what this can do for them and what that means to them. Now, if you see commercial construction, there's a lot of data. There's a lot of information flowing around. I mean, often, talking with construction companies, it's like you're in the information business, right? You're in kind of in the insurance business, you're managing risk, and you're in the information business, managing all that information that is traveling between all the different parties, your owner, the commercial GCs, obviously. Within the commercial GC, you've got your field team, your office team, your accounting team, and everybody's got to be on the same page, your subs. So there's a lot of information traveling, and making that information readily available from anywhere is really, really important. And why is it so important? I mean, at the end of the day, there's 2 questions in construction I think you have to be able to say yes to make sure you're in good shape. Do I know that the people who need to know what they need to know when they need to know it? Do people have the information or have access to the information they need when they need it? And can you prove it, right? Because when there's a dispute, you have to be able to know that the people that needed to know knew what they needed to know when they needed to know it. Otherwise, you could be held responsible. How do you actually assign accountability? And so all of that becomes really critical, how that information flows, and accessibility is critical to this. So how is mobile tech changing construction? I mean, Kendall Jones, I think, said it really well from Construct Connect. It's clocking in, its daily reports, reviewing plans and specs on the tablet. I mean, mobile technology is making a huge impact on the job site. It's really, really transforming the industry. And any construction company not embracing mobile technology, I think, is missing an opportunity to be more competitive. Quite frankly, that's just part of the game right now. So when you think about mobile technology, to me, accessibility, right? Access information from anywhere at any time, anywhere around the world, quite frankly. So making sure you can do that is really mission critical for the construction industry.
Hey Ken,
now,
how are you?
And thinking about communication, it's really important to have better documentation, right? Because with mobile technology, you can actually capture information now and actually load information for your projects. So access is one thing, but also input, right? Taking pictures from the job site, for your daily reports. Something happens, you can take a note in your project and keep track of what happened. And this is where we have field share, right? And so GPS tracking. There's a lot of reasons why you want your team to have good mobile technology on their job site to actually capture that documentation on the job site and make it available down the road. Obviously, efficiency and speed, right? When you could do things on the fly, there's a huge benefit. If you think about, a daily report, if you have to remember the data report, a notepad, and you take notes somewhere, and at the end of the day, you memorialize all of this on your computer, or you have to go back to the office, or you have to fill out, all of that is just highly inefficient and slow, and also risky, because you may forget it. I mean, maybe that, notepad you have, is wet, or something happens, or you misplace it and you do it from memory. So, really, really important to try to digitize your workflow, and mobile technology is a really ideal way to do that for your company. Obviously, collaboration. We all know that successful construction companies collaborate very effectively. We talked about this internal collaboration between the team in the field, in the office, and the accounting team. Really, really important. But also all the other people on the project, all your constituents, your vendors, the owners, how do you do that? I mean, for example, we have Team Player that helps with that, where this is how you can collaborate with your vendors, where you can actually do a progress billing from the job site directly. So a lot of value there, between the different mobile applications that we offer, and track all that information in a single place. So clearly, we see mobile technology making a huge impact in improving, collaboration. Now, the question is always, higher productivity. Am I going to make money? And I'd say yes, right? Mobile technology makes you more productive, but I'll put an asterisk and I'll play like, the car commercials. My kids always laugh about the very fast sentence. It's like, higher productivity is only available based on how you use the technology that is now available at your fingertips. Risk associated with poor use of technology are not limited to distraction, too much information shared too quickly, leading to errors on the job site. User beware. I mean, I'm kind of joking about this, but in reality, it's this. I think we all have to be straight that technology does not fix construction, right? At the end of the day, it's the user has to not use the technology. So you can buy all the technology you want, unless your team uses it, until you think internally how you're going to use it and have clear goals and objectives, the value that you get out of it is going to be limited. I mean, I often joked at the office when we talk about the right equipment at the right time. And you could put me in a tutu, it's not going to make me a ballet dancer, right? And it could be the nicest tutu in the world, it still wouldn't change a thing. And I think about technology the same way. You have to make sure that when you invest in technology, part of the investment is making sure you train your team. Also, part that you first set clear goals and objectives internally, so that you're driving towards a very defined goal and objective. And that's something we spend time with our clients talking about. Is when you bring red team into your company, what are you looking to accomplish? What's your goal, right? And how can we deliver on that goal together, right? It's not just you guys sit back and we'll do the work, or it's not, hey, here's red team, good luck. It's a collaboration. It's asking questions, it's talking it through, and thinking about what is most important right now, what is the right sequence of implementation. If you try to do too much at once, I think things can break. So being tactical about it. So again, high productivity, yes, as long as you're careful with making sure you put in place all the resources, the training, so that the teams can actually learn to use the tools and get the maximum value possible. Now, why is this important for your business? Right? Frankly, safety, I think, is an important one. There's a lot of technology out there to track safety, to track what happened, and learn lessons from it. So again, if it's easy to capture information, it's easy to take a picture and see, hey, what happened on this day, or talk with your subs on the job site. Hey, you guys are not wearing the proper safety equipment, or they're not, behaving the right way. And mobile devices make this actually very easy to do. You can make a quick video and load it, and then share it to your sub and prove that, hey, I just shared with you this document, and I see that you saw it. So there is no reason why your team is not getting retrained or trained on proper practices on the job site. With COVID-19, there's also behaviors around that. Washing your hands, wearing a mask, social distancing. All of those are concerns that companies have. So safety has gotten even more important today than it even was before. Accountability, right? That kind of goes hand in hand with safety. Contract protection, making sure that you capture all the information on the job site so you're protected, right? And obviously collaboration. How can you make sure that people can collaborate directly? I mean, I've seen dozens of examples where someone from the job site is reaching the project manager in the office and on the call is, hey, log into Red Team. Hey, I just loaded this picture. Take a look at this. And in real time, they see the same thing. you know so that's really important. Now, we talk about, you could FaceTime, you could do things, but then you're not actually tracking that information and loading it somewhere. Whereas if you say, it's a picture, it's a data report, you can access it, or it's a punch list item, or it's a picture associated to an RFI, within moments of entering that information from your mobile device, someone in the office can review it with you, so you can talk about it and go to a quick resolution of, what's the next step here. And those are competitive advantages, right? I mean, construction companies have to compete. Margins are razor thin, risk is high. So how do you minimize risk, maximize profit margin? Oftentimes, it's going to be around collaboration, efficiency, communication. All of those elements, come together as key elements to be successful in a business. And mobile technology provides you with a huge advantage there. So, I think really, really important to think about mobile technology for your business and not missing the boat. So as Red Team, we have two core mobile applications that are attached to the Red Team platform. One is FieldShare, which is for the GC team in the field. They use this for data report, hours, access RFIs, produce RFIs, access their plans, the plan room. So a lot of information inside of the FieldShare app. Team Player is the mobile application that you offer to your subs. It doesn't cost them anything to use this, but this is where they can access their contract. They can submit a request for quote. They can also do their billing directly from that application. Now, there's a small fee associated with that. It's $10 per invoice, but really, really a lot of efficiency. I mean, Team Player has been a game changer for many of our clients because now the subcontractors are constrained and they can bill you directly against the schedule of value that they have. So they're not billing you outside of that. So a lot of value has been created there. And what we've had actually is we've had GCs that have reported back to us that they're walking the job site with their sub and they're actually producing the progress billing from the mobile phone. Okay, I agree, I'm 30% complete on here, after 30% on their mobile phone, whatever, line item in the agreement, and then they can hit submit, and that invoice goes straight in an AIA style format into the Red Team environment to be reviewed line by line. So a lot of efficiency gain there. And again, without mobile technology, without enough speed, without the cloud technology, you couldn't do any of that yesterday, 15 years ago. So, clearly a lot of benefit by leveraging those two mobile applications that Red Team offers. And then, of course, we have breaking news that back in December we announced that we had acquired Fieldlands. We're really excited about this product. There's going to be more news to come. We just acquired this. We're actually going to be doing some rollout next week. We have more things over the next month and a half. But that's another mobile application that is there available for the market. And over the next probably 4 or 5 months, we're going to see some integrations into Red Team. Right now, they're still living side by side, but we're really excited about this Fieldlands with plan markup functionality. I think many of you are familiar with the product. We'll also be rolling out a new logo pretty soon, so we're excited about that. Now, about Red Team, Red Team is a construction platform. We help you with all your workflows. As far as business dev, project management, estimating, field management, accounting integration. And again, all of that is tied into your mobile environment as well. Now, we don't put the accounting in the field. We don't think that running a project budget from a mobile phone is ideal. But that being said, inside of the main platform, you can control all of that and all your contract formation as well. What we're focused on is solving real problems. The risk of contract documents are incomplete. So that's why we have clear templates that are organized. We help with the document formation. So you're getting rid of, Word documents and PDF files, all of that, all lives into a single environment. And also all the communication breakdowns, and what I mean by breakdown is the email. We talked about 300 billion emails a day, right? It's easy to miss an email. Forward an email by mistake to the wrong person, or the old reply all. Right? We've all done all that, funny stuff. There's breakdowns that happen, and so right now with Red Team, the way it works is you're invited to collaborate onto the documentation. It's an interactive sharing tool. So basically, they receive a notification either via email or they can access from the Team Player environment if you're a subcontractor. You can access your documentation right there. And as a general contractor, you will be able to see what happened, right? All that metadata is captured, and that's the documentation tracking element of it. Knowing that people saw the information is really critical, and it breaks down all the information silos that construction companies struggle with, right? Do people know what they need to know when they need to know it? And we've always seen that conversation between the project manager has to go to accounting to get a financial status of the project. With Red Team, all that is gone. It's a single environment. The project manager can see the estimate, they can see the budget, they can see the estimate cost at complete, and so can the accounting team. The accounting team can see proposed change orders. All of that is fully organized in one place, which really breaks down all these silos, which are very dangerous for construction. So, very excited about what mobile technology has for us today. Even more excited about what's coming. I mean, the promises of talking about 6G being another 100 times faster than 5G. I mean, we haven't even started with 5G, and 6G is already being talked about for 2030. So it's a world around us that's accelerating. And so, as a construction company, I think you would be remiss if you did not dive deep into how to leverage mobile technology for your organization. So our next Builder Live chat, we'll talk about workflows to save you time and money. A lot of elements of Red Team are built around this idea, and so we will send you information if you want to sign up for that. And thank you very much for joining the discussion today.